All right, for today's video review, we're taking a look at another Hexbug JunkBot, and this time around we're taking a look at Sir Veillance. Very clever name there, like surveillance, but he's a knight, Sir Veillance, or you would assume he's a knight because he's named Sir, but he doesn't really have any other knight-like features to him. Mostly, he's just a funky little tall tripod robot here, and yeah, he's okay. He's got a little CCTV kind of security camera body, which it looks a little bit nondescript. It's cool when it has the light up feature, and I'll get into that in a bit. But otherwise, it's just kind of a box. So it's not that exciting. I do love the little walkie-talkie head here. Personally, I prefer to use that on a different build just because I'm not really totally thrilled with the rest of him, because like those are the only two really identifiable parts. The rest of it is just kind of, pieces of scrap metal and stuff like that. Just those sort of like nondescript parts that a lot of them have. So he doesn't quite have the a lot of the character that some of them do, but he's kind of wonky and he's okay. In terms of articulation, the head can obviously rotate here. It's actually on a little rotatey joint, which we'll get into a bit. The arms obviously can rotate here, rotate at the elbow, at the wrist. This one, it's sort of in this like permanent bent position here just because of the parts that it uses, but obviously it can rotate around and stuff like that too. The waist is connected by two ball joints, so it can't rotate or anything, but kind of wiggle back and forth. And then each of the legs obviously is on a ball joint. So, you can do some stuff. He's, despite being a tripod, he's somewhat unstable sometimes. Just like if you get one of these legs like kind of looser, then he'll tend to fall over, but it's not too bad. It's pretty easy to work with. In terms of his use with the little modules here, first off, we'll show him with the vibrating modules. We can just plug that into his back here, and then turn that on. And yeah, I mean, it tends to just loosen his legs to the point where he falls over. But if you can get him kind of stuck, it works pretty well. He kind of rotates around. Again, the ones that have like, 3 or even 4 legs tend to work a little bit better with the jittery vibration module, just because they're usually on like pointed feet rather than like flat feet, so it allows them to actually move around a little bit. With the motor module, you can of course just plug it into the back here, and if you could guess it, it rotates his head back and forth. And that's pretty cool. It kind of rotates like 180 degrees and then back. So if you want to like, move it a little bit to the side so he's looking back and forth a little bit more, that works too. And that's pretty cool. I like it. It's subtle, but it gives him a good amount of character. And it definitely like, it kind of feeds into this whole surveillance type thing for him, because like he's like a guard or something. His head is looking back and forth. A little weird thing is like, I didn't really notice this till now, but it maybe goes a little bit more than 180 degrees, because now it's like slowly rotating just a little bit more each way. I don't know if that's just like a weird gearing thing or if it's meant to be like that, but kind of cool either way. And then last but not least, we can show him off here with the LED module, which I think is probably the best one for him. I'm going to plug it into his back there. Places you can plug it in. He's got 2 little holes down here on the CCTV thing. He's got a hole on his little walkie-talkie head. And that's mostly, oh, I guess he does have holes on the side here. So you could, yeah, you could plug up to 4 of these little LED strips into the body itself. We'll just do 2 for now and then put one in the head. Okay, get that in there. Get one in there, and we'll put one in there, and flip that on. Let's turn off my lights here, and yeah, okay, here, let me try putting them in the sides. I think it works a little bit better. It's one of those ones where it's like if you plug it too far forward, it doesn't work super well, but if you keep it back, it allows it to illuminate a little bit. There you can kind of see. What's really cool is he's got little like etched out scenes of like the surveillance cameras on here that get illuminated when you like actually plug in the LEDs. Mostly like they only light up the bottom 2 very well, just because like all 4 of the like pegs for the LED thing. Oh, here, it works a little bit better if you plug it into the side actually, because then you're not getting like the interference from like the tip of the LED thing. but you don't really get the top ones very much at all. Like, you can probably bend it so it does it a little bit better, but like, really, since all four of these little peg points are around the bottom of the body, it doesn't work super well for the top two. I can't even totally, I guess this one looks like it's kind of broken, and that one, I can't really tell. Something, I don't know. But that's kind of a bummer that it doesn't really, like, you know, light up all four of them, that you kind of have to pick really just the bottom two. But otherwise, it's a pretty cool effect. Let's show him off here with... First get this off. There we go. Here's his little instruction sheet that shows what he's supposed to look like, and then the parts layout there. Some nice parts with him. Again, I like this. Oh, I didn't mention with articulation, this leg can also bend at the knee. Not that you get much use out of that, since neither of the other legs can. You can also, you know, retract this little bit. We've seen this little, like, wrench jack piece, I'm not sure, on a bunch of different JunkBots now. So, you know, some nice parts. It's just like, again, I prefer the ones that have like more identifiable pieces to them, where it's like the ones that you look at them and it's just like, okay, I see a walkie-talkie and I see the camera screen, and then everything else is just nondescript robo parts. It's not quite as exciting to me as of a visual. For comparison, here he is with a core class transformer and a G1 transformer. Here he is with a bot. Figured I'd show him off with FOMO here, since that one also turns into a well, I guess a camera, not really the screen, but either way. And then here he is with Jack Static, the poster boy here. Oh, also worth mentioning, I just remembered this now. This version of Sir Veillance is actually the one from the Factory collection. So there is an earlier Sir Veillance that came out in Series 1 who, like, mostly, again, looks the same, but some of the colors are different. I think that the body is more gray rather than green, and then some of the layout of the parts is a little bit different. Again, just like we looked at, you know, the Jack Static 2.0 that one time. This is the Jack Static original, and then they did a new one for the sort of quote-unquote Series 2 Factory collection. So this is the Series 2 Factory collection version of Sir Veillance. I don't have the original one to show him off with, so I kind of forget sometimes that he's part of the, you know, that he's like the Factory collection version of him, just because I don't have the original one. So this is the only one I've been exposed to. But yeah, that's pretty much how he looks with Jack Static. Again, very tall JunkBot. But yeah, again, you know, I've with all these reviews for these JunkBots, it's been either keep or edit or scrap, and this one is kind of an easy scrap for me. He's okay. He's kind of a neat, lanky robot, and he definitely, you know, like, stays together much better than like ones like Prowler. But again, just not that exciting to me. I don't overall love the like security body there, because like you only really get the effect that it's supposed to have with the LEDs in, and then it doesn't even work that well. So, I love the walkie-talkie head, but otherwise, I don't know. I just tend to use this guy for spare parts. Like with this guy right here. Yeah, you know, I've used some of the parts here to make this little weird, creepy crab monster. Yeah, this isn't my favorite of my of my little MOCs. Mostly he's just made out of spare parts that I didn't have much better use for, but he's kind of fun. I've got the CCTV thing here flipped upside down so the two sockets are on top, so we could have these little crab eyes, giving him this big, you know, like crab arm, and then a little crab arm like some crabs have. Use the Jack Static head here as another part of the body, and then give him a variety of little creepy crab legs that are all asymmetrical and weird, just mostly out of necessity, to be honest. And yeah, he's okay. I like him a little bit better than Sir Veillance, but mostly I haven't really found a great use for this this part yet as a head or as a body. Like, you know, it's not my favorite of the little like body modules. But either way, here we have Sir Veillance. Again, not my favorite JunkBot, not the best JunkBot in my opinion, but he's got kind of a cute sort of lanky charm to him. But either way, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Without further ado, here we have Hexbug JunkBots Sir Veillance 2.0, I guess.